Tonight, you will walk through a quiet chamber where a single candle flickers. You begin in silence, not the silence that feels empty or cold, but the soft, velvety kind of silence that seems to hold you, to cradle you in its invisible arms. A silence so deep that you notice the rhythm of your own breathing, the slow rise and fall of your chest, the gentle weight of air moving in and out. In this silence, a single light waits for you. It is the flame of a candle resting on a wooden table worn smooth by time. The flame does not hurry, it does not strain, it only leans and sways as though listening to its own soft music. You step closer, and in the golden glow you feel something ancient. The sense that countless dreamers, long before you, have gazed into such a flame, waiting for their thoughts to soften, waiting for their hearts to rest. The chamber is small, round like a cocoon, its walls lined with stone that catches the flicker of the candlelight. Shadows ripple gently across the stones, never sharp, always melting, folding one into another. You notice how the shadows move almost like breath, expanding and contracting with the flame, like lungs of the night. You sit near the candle, and in its quiet light you feel time slowing. Your hands rest softly, your shoulders sink downward, your body begins to loosen as though the stone floor beneath you is not hard at all, but steady, supporting, safe, and as you gaze into the flame, you may begin to wonder, what shapes has fire always shown us? Why do we dream in patterns, in figures that seem older than we are? The candle whispers the answer, not with words, but with the feeling that drifts through you, that there are stories deep inside, woven into the very fabric of being, stories too vast to belong to just one person. They are shapes of the soul, dream figures that have wandered from age to age. Jung called them archetypes, but you need not think of them as theories. Tonight, they are not lessons to be studied, but gentle companions, ancient presences drifting in the air, waiting to guide your dreams. Breathe in, slowly. Feel the soft warmth of the flame touching your skin. Breathe out gently. Notice how your body seems to settle a little deeper into rest. Each breath you take is like the flicker of the candle, light rising, light falling, quiet, calm. The chamber is still, but within that stillness there is movement. Have you ever noticed how even silence seems to have texture? Here, the silence is like a soft blanket, woven of velvet and dusk. If you listen carefully, you may hear faint echoes, perhaps the memory of voices once carried by these walls, or the hum of the earth turning slowly beneath your feet. And then, from the flame, a story begins to glow. Not spoken, not told in words, but suggested, as if the fire were remembering. You feel it more than you hear it, a reminder that humans have always gathered around light in darkness, around hearths, around lanterns, around candles, not only to see, but to remember who they are. The archetypes are like this candlelight. They glow within us, sometimes bright, sometimes dim, but always there, waiting in the quiet to be noticed. Tonight, you will not study them, you will not analyze them, you will simply let them drift by, like constellations seen through half-closed eyes. The candle sways, and the air smells faintly of beeswax and wood smoke. There is comfort in the fragrance, earthy and simple, grounding you here and now, yet opening something vast within. You may wonder how many candles have burned before this one, how many dreamers found rest in their gentle light. And as you wonder, you relax deeper, because questions asked in this chamber are not puzzles to be solved. They are soft doors opening into calm. Notice now the shadows on the wall. If you let your eyes soften, you can almost see them shifting into shapes. Perhaps a figure seated, perhaps a mountain in the distance, perhaps wings unfolding. They do not hold still, Wahid. They ripple, they change, just as thoughts drift across the mind when it begins to grow quiet. These are the dream shapes, the archetypes stirring. They do not speak loudly, they do not demand. They arrive like whispers on ancient winds, like soft footprints on sand. The candle grows steadier now, the flame rising taller, casting a warm circle of light around you. Within this circle you feel safe. Outside the circle, darkness waits, but it is not heavy, it is not frightening. It is like a soft ocean stretching outward, holding mysteries that will reveal themselves only when you are ready. For now, you sit with the light. You breathe with the flame. Inhale, feel the glow within you. Exhale, let shadows drift farther away. Inhale, light expands. Exhale, tension melts. This rhythm becomes a kind of music. A quiet lullaby played not with instruments, but with the body itself. The body remembering how to rest, how to soften, how to return to stillness. You may notice that your thoughts are slowing too, like a river settling into a wide, calm lake. Thoughts no longer rush or chase, they drift, floating like leaves upon water. This is how the mind begins its journey inward. Slowly, naturally, as light yields to shadow, as day yields to night, and so in the flicker of the candle, the journey begins. Have you ever wondered what it might feel like to walk beneath ancient stars? To follow a path countless others once followed, long before your name was ever spoken? The candle invites such wondering. It does not ask for answers. It asks only for your presence, for your quiet attention. And with each moment you give it, your body rests deeper, your mind grows softer, your heart opens wider. Soon the candle's light begins to stretch. It flickers not only on the wall before you, but along a hidden corridor, a passage you had not noticed until now. The flame leans toward it as if pointing the way, and you realize that the chamber where you sit is only the beginning. The light is guiding you forward into the deeper hall of dreams, into the vast corridors of archetypes waiting just beyond. The passage is long, yet calm. Shadows fall along the walls, not sharply, but in gentle layers, like silk draped over stone. The air is cool, carrying the faint scent of rain and moss, as though the corridor itself remembers forests, remembers rivers. Your footsteps are soundless, and yet you feel them, each step like a heartbeat, steady and slow. The candle flame follows you, hovering just ahead, always illuminating, never rushing. And with each step, your breathing deepens. Your body grows lighter, as though the weight you once carried is quietly dissolving behind you. The corridor stretches onward, and though you do not yet see where it ends, you do not need to. For here, the journey itself is enough. The candle leads, the shadows listen, and you are simply drifting forward, safe within the rhythm of night. The air hums faintly now, a vibration softer than song, quieter than thought. Perhaps it is the memory of stories long told in these halls. Perhaps it is the echo of archetypes themselves, humming like distant stars. Whatever it may be, the sound does not disturb. It soothes. It blends with your breath, with your heartbeat, with the gentle steps you take along the floor of silence. And soon, the corridor widens. You see before you a threshold, a space where the light of the candle grows larger, brighter, as though it is ready to show you something new. A valley waits ahead, hushed beneath the silver moon, where the first of the timeless figures stirs. But you are not there yet. You are still within the candle's glow, still moving slowly, gently, toward the dream that awaits for now. You rest in this in-between. The chamber behind, the valley ahead, the corridor embracing you like dusk embracing the horizon. And as you linger here, you feel yourself drifting, softer, slower, calmer, as though the night itself has drawn you into its breath. The candle flame leans forward one final time, and you follow, stepping gently toward the valley where the archetype of the hero begins to awaken. And as you move, You carry with you the memory of this chamber. The candlelight, the silence, the shadows. They will remain with you, quiet companions on the path. Always near, always steady, always guiding you deeper into rest. Now the corridor opens and the journey continues. Tonight, you step into a quiet valley where the path of the hero begins. The corridor behind you narrows and fades, the candlelight softening until it becomes only a memory, a glow you carry within. Before you stretches a valley bathed in moonlight, wide and gentle, a cradle of silver light spread across the earth. The air is cool here, touched with the faint sweetness of grass and wildflowers. A soft mist drifts low to the ground, curling around your feet like ribbons of cloud. Above, the stars gleam faintly, not in a blaze of brilliance, but in a soft shimmer, as though they too are drowsy, keeping watch with half-closed eyes. You take your first steps into the valley. Each step feels unhurried, each step like the beginning of something ancient. The ground is soft beneath you, cushioned with moss and soil that seems to remember the countless footsteps of dreamers who walked this path before. You realize this is the path of the hero. Not the hero of battles and victories, but the hero of dreams. A gentle wanderer, searching not for triumph, but for meaning, for rest, for the slow unfolding of inner light. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to stand at the beginning of a story, knowing it stretches far ahead into mystery? That is what you feel now. Not tension, not urgency, only the soft awareness that you are stepping into something vast, timeless, already written into the fabric of being. Inhale deeply. The valley fills your lungs with freshness, like the coolness of water drawn from a hidden spring. Exhale slowly. The weight of old thoughts drifts away, like mist dissolving into the night air. The hero archetype does not arrive with fanfare, but with stillness. You notice him not in a shout, but in a quiet presence just ahead, a figure resting upon a stone by the edge of a stream. His cloak is simple, his staff worn, his eyes half closed as though he too is half dreaming. This is the hero as every human has known him, not a conqueror, but a traveler. His power lies not in strength, but in the willingness to walk forward, even into the unknown. The stream beside him murmurs softly, water slipping over smooth stones. Its voice is calm, steady, unhurried. You listen, and you realize the stream is telling a story. Not in words, but in rhythms. The sound is the story of every beginning, every first step, every journey that ever unfolded. The hero looks at you, and though his gaze is calm, you feel a gentle spark in it. Not a demand, not a burden, only a reminder. Every soul is a traveler. Every soul walks paths unseen. You do not need to go far tonight. You only need to listen, to feel, to let the rhythm of the valley carry you deeper into peace. He rises slowly, stretching as though waking from a long dream. His steps make no sound as he walks beside you. Together you follow the stream through the valley. Moonlight paints the path silver, while shadows gather softly along the edges, folding into the grass, into the roots of trees. The contrast is tender, light and shadow in balance, silence and sound in harmony, guiding you into the deeper night. Breathe with the hero now. Inhale as though gathering quiet courage. Exhale as though setting down all burdens. With each breath, you feel steadier, lighter, calmer, more open to the journey unfolding. The path leads you past ancient stones carved with faint symbols. You trace them with your eyes, though you cannot decipher them. They are older than language, older than memory, and yet you recognize them. Not with the mind, but with the heart. They are the marks of journeys past, reminders that others have walked this way, others have dreamed as you are dreaming now. Have you ever felt that sense of recognition, when something unknown feels strangely familiar? That is how these symbols speak to you. not as riddles, but as reassurance. You are not alone on this path. You never have been. The hero pauses, placing a hand upon one of the stones. His touch is reverent, tender. He turns to you, and though he does not speak, you understand the message. Your story is part of something larger. You are walking a path that belongs to all dreamers. The valley opens wider now. Fields stretch out like soft blankets, dotted with trees whose leaves glow faintly in the moonlight. The wind sighs gently through their branches, carrying with it a fragrance of earth, pine, and the faint sweetness of night-blooming flowers. You walk on, and the hero's presence becomes lighter, as though he is both beside you and within you. His footsteps echo softly in your own, reminding you that the hero archetype is not separate from you. It lives in you as a quiet flame, as the willingness to take even the smallest step forward. Perhaps you recall times in your own life when you felt called to step into something new. Perhaps there were moments when you stood at the edge of change, uncertain but willing. The hero archetype whispers to you now. Those moments were not small. They were thresholds, gateways into deeper becoming, and just as the candle led you here, the hero leads you onward, not with urgency, but with calm assurance that every step, even the slowest, carries meaning. The stream beside you widens into a pool. Its surface reflects the stars, so that it seems as though another sky lies beneath the water. The hero kneels, cupping his hands to drink. You watch the ripples spread outward, circles within circles, as though reminding you of how each action, each choice, sends gentle waves through time. You kneel too, touching the cool water. It feels alive not only with freshness but with memory. The water has seen countless travelers, countless beginnings, countless quiet moments such as this. As you touch it, you feel connected to the stream, to the earth, to the endless chain of wanderers who have walked before. The hero smiles faintly, his reflection rippling in the water. Then he stands, and with a calm gesture, he points toward the hills that rise at the far end of the valley. They are not steep, not forbidding. They rise like soft shoulders against the horizon, dark yet welcoming. Beyond them the path continues, winding upward toward unseen places. You breathe deeply again, letting the valley's calm sink deeper into your body. With each breath, your limbs grow heavier, your thoughts softer, your heart steadier. The hero archetype is not rushing you. He is showing you that the path is always here, always waiting, always unfolding at the pace of your own breath. Have you ever noticed how journeys begin not with grand leaps, but with quiet steps?
That is what you feel now.
Each step into the valley, each breath you take is its own quiet beginning. And beginnings, when held gently, can be as restful as endings. The night deepens. The stars shimmer faintly above. The stream whispers behind. The hills wait ahead. The hero's presence steadies you, reminding you that you are safe, that you are guided, that you are simply drifting forward on the ancient rhythm of all who dream. You walk on, slower now, as though the valley itself were inviting you to rest. The mist thickens, wrapping around you like a soft cloak. Your eyes grow heavy, your body looser, your mind quieter. The hero archetype walks beside you, silent and steady, a companion not of urgency, but of peace. And as you approach the base of the hills, you notice how the path seems to glow faintly, as though lined with quiet light. The candlelight of the chamber still lingers within you, joining with the moonlight of the valley, merging into a soft radiance that guides you forward. At the foot of the hill, the hero pauses once more. He turns to you, his gaze steady, his presence calm. Though he speaks no words, you hear his message within. The path continues. Every step will lead you deeper into rest. Every breath will carry you farther into dream. He gestures upward toward the path that climbs into the hills, and though you cannot see beyond them, you feel no fear, only calm curiosity, only the gentle pull of night guiding you onward. You take one last look at the valley, at the mist, at the stream reflecting the stars. You breathe in its beauty, its calm, its timelessness. Then, with the hero beside you, you step forward, beginning the slow ascent into the hills where the next figure waits. The gentle mentor, resting beneath a tree of silver leaves, and as you climb, you carry the hero within you, a flame of quiet courage glowing softly in your heart, guiding you deeper into rest, deeper into dream, deeper into the endless unfolding of night. The hill rises slowly, and at its crest, a new light begins to shimmer. Tonight, you will meet a quiet guide waiting under a tree of silver leaves. The hill you climb rises slowly, not steep, not demanding. Each step feels like a breath. Each breath feels like a step, steady, unhurried, carrying you gently upward through the soft folds of the night. Behind you, the valley glimmers faintly, still cradling the mist and the silver stream. Ahead, the hill crest glows with a subtle shimmer, as though moonlight were caught upon unseen branches. You feel a quiet anticipation, not sharp, not restless, but like the hushed moment before dawn, when light is about to reveal something kind and tender. The air here is lighter. You notice how each inhale seems to expand gently, filling your chest with calm, while each exhale carries you deeper into stillness. Your body feels looser, your mind more spacious. Step by step, you are drifting into a place where time slows to the rhythm of your own breath. And then, as you reach the crest of the hill, you see it. A tree rising in the moonlight. Its trunk is strong, wide and steady, its bark dark as midnight. From its branches spill leaves of silver, shimmering softly, catching the starlight as though each leaf were its own small mirror of the sky. The branches do not sway with urgency. They move in the gentlest of breezes, whispering lullabies that blend with the silence of the night. Beneath this tree sits a figure, calm, still waiting. Their posture is relaxed, their hands resting lightly in their lap. Their face is softened by the glow of the leaves, features not sharp, but kind, worn smooth by time and wisdom. You sense at once who this is. The mentor, the gentle guide. The mentor does not speak. Instead, they look at you with eyes that are deep and calm, eyes that carry the patience of rivers, the steadiness of mountains, the warmth of fire at dusk. Have you ever felt in a dream or in waking life the sudden sense that someone sees you fully, without judgment, without demand? That is how you feel now. Their gaze is not heavy. It is light, comforting, like being wrapped in a blanket of knowing. You draw closer, and as you do, you notice the air beneath the tree is different, cooler yet warmer. A paradox, a balance. The fragrance of earth mixes with the faint sweetness of blossoms drifting down from above. The shadows are softer here, gathered not in corners but around the mentor like gentle companions. You sit across from them, beneath the tree of silver leaves. The ground is cushioned with grass, tender and cool beneath your hands. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the breeze brush against your face, hearing the faint rustle of leaves overhead, the rhythm of the world settling into silence. The mentor lifts their hand slowly, and with a gesture, they invite you to breathe. Inhale, a long, slow, steady breath, as though drawing the silver light of the leaves into yourself. Exhale, a quiet release, as though letting go of weight you no longer need to carry. Again, inhale. The air tastes fresh, tinged with the coolness of night. Exhale. Your body loosens further, shoulders dropping, muscles softening. The mentor does not need words. Their silence is its own teaching. Their stillness is its own lesson. You realize that the presence of a guide is not always in what is said, but in the calm they create, the steadiness they hold. Have you ever remembered the voice of someone who reassured you long ago? A parent, a teacher, a friend, even a stranger who offered kindness when you needed it most? The mentor is all of them, and none of them. They are the shape of guidance itself, the timeless presence that reminds you, you are not walking alone. Above, a silver leaf drifts downward, spiraling gently through the air. You watch as it lands softly on the ground between you and the mentor. They smile faintly as though to say, wisdom arrives like this leaf, not forced, not demanded, but drifting when the moment is ready. You sit in silence, and yet so much is said. The mentor's calm flows into you like water filling a vessel, like warmth seeping into your bones. You feel your heartbeat slowing, steadying. You feel your breath lengthening. You feel your mind loosening its grip on thoughts, letting them float away like clouds across a wide sky. The mentor gestures again, and you turn your gaze outward. From beneath the silver tree, the horizon stretches before you. The valley you crossed lies far below, shimmering with mist. Beyond it, mountains rise faintly, their peaks glowing under moonlight. And far in the distance you see pathways winding through forests, rivers, and starlit plains. The journey stretches endlessly yet gently, as though each path were drawn not with urgency but with care. The mentor is showing you something, that the path is wide, that the journey is endless, but that you need only take the step before you. You need only breathe here and now beneath the tree. The rest will unfold as softly as leaves drifting from branches. A question rises within you, what does it mean to be guided? And the answer comes not in words, but in a feeling. Guidance is not a map. It is a hand on your shoulder, a steady presence, a reminder that you already know more than you think. Guidance is a mirror, showing you the calm you already carry within. The mentor closes their eyes, and you follow. In darkness, you feel the silver leaves whispering overhead, each rustle like a soft syllable of an ancient language you cannot translate, but can understand. A language of rest, a language of patience, the language of wisdom that arrives only when we grow quiet enough to listen. Breathe again. Inhale the hush of night. Exhale the weight of the day. Inhale the silver light. Exhale into darkness that holds you gently. The mentor's silence deepens and you realize they are teaching you through stillness itself. Not all knowledge must be carried in words. Some is carried in presence, in the calm of another, in the peace of knowing you are seen. Time drifts. Or perhaps it ceases to exist here. The stars turn slowly overhead, yet you feel no urgency. The tree of silver leaves shelters you, the mentor steadies you, and the valley below rests like a dream you have already dreamed. Have you ever sat so still that the world around you seemed to breathe with you?
That is what you feel now.
The night itself has joined your rhythm. The hills exhale, the stars inhale. The leaves above whisper with each breath you take. And then, as you sit in this stillness, the mentor opens their eyes once more. They raise a hand pointing beyond the hill toward a lake shimmering in the moonlight, its surface rippling softly with shadows. You understand the journey continues there. The next figure waits within the reflection of the water. The shadow, quiet and mysterious, waiting not to frighten, but to remind you of the hidden treasures resting within silence. The mentor lowers their hand, and with a final glance, they bless you not with words, but with presence. Their image seems to soften as though dissolving into the silver leaves until you are left sitting alone beneath the tree. Yet you do not feel alone. The mentor remains within you now, steady and calm, their wisdom woven into your breath. You rise slowly, gently. Your body is lighter, your steps easier, your heart quieter. You walk down the far side of the hill toward the shimmering lake below. The silver leaves rustle behind you, sending one final blessing into the air. A lullaby of guidance, carrying you into the deeper night, and as you descend, you feel the mentor's presence still with you, not as a figure beside you, but as a soft glow within. A reminder that guidance is always here, always waiting.
Always as close as your next breath, the path narrows, leading you toward the lake.
Shadows gather along the water's edge, rippling gently, whispering softly. The shadow archetype is waiting, but you do not rush. You carry the mentor's calm with you, every step steady, every breath a bridge into rest. Soon you will stand at the water's edge where shadows ripple like dark silk. At the water's edge, shadows ripple like dark silk. You descend slowly, following the path that winds down the hill. The silver leaves of the mentor's tree whisper behind you, fading into distance, their lullaby still echoing softly in your breath. Ahead, the valley narrows into a basin where water waits, dark and shimmering beneath the moonlight. The air cools here. Each inhale feels like a sip of twilight, smooth and refreshing, carrying the scent of moss and stone. Each exhale releases something old, some weight that does not need to follow you. Step by step you feel lighter, calmer, more open, and then you arrive at the lake. Its surface lies still, except for gentle ripples that curl outward like sighs. The water reflects the sky, yet not perfectly. Stars bend and stretch upon its surface. Moonlight drifts into broken silver shapes, and shadows weave across the reflection, soft and flowing. You stand at the edge, gazing down. At first, you see only your own reflection, wavering in the ripples. But as your eyes soften, you notice other shapes forming. Faces, figures, fragments of stories. Not frightening, not threatening, but hushed. Like memories half remembered in a dream. This is the realm of the shadow. Have you ever wondered why we sometimes hide things from ourselves? Not because they are terrible, but because they are simply waiting, resting in silence until the right moment comes? That is what the shadow holds. Not punishment, not menace, but the hidden, the forgotten, the tender parts of the self that lie beneath the surface, waiting like seeds in the dark soil. You kneel by the lake, the ground soft beneath you. The water glows faintly in the moonlight, and as you lean closer, you hear whispers. They are not clear words, but gentle murmurs, like wind brushing through distant reeds. The whispers seem to come from within, echoing feelings you once tucked away. A forgotten dream, a small fear, an untended hope. The shadow archetype is near, not outside of you, not apart from you, but here, reflected in the water, woven into the whispers of the night. Breathe slowly now. Inhale, feeling the cool air of the lake filling your chest. Exhale, letting the ripples spread farther outward, as though your breath itself joins the water's rhythm. With each breath, the shadows soften, their edges blurring into mist. The shadow does not demand that you face it.
It only invites you to notice.
To sit beside it, to rest in its presence without judgment. You realize that the darkness before you is not emptiness, but fullness, a depth that holds what the light cannot show. A figure rises within the reflection. At first, it is shapeless, just a movement in the ripples. Then, slowly, it takes form, a silhouette, dark yet gentle, standing in the water's glow. Its features are blurred, indistinct, as though made of smoke and moonlight. Yet, you feel its presence. Quiet, patient, watching. This is your shadow. But unlike the stories that make darkness sharp, here the shadow is soft. It holds out no threat, no weight. Instead, it waits, as though offering you a seat beside it. And as you gaze, you realize that you have seen this figure before. In dreams, in fleeting thoughts, in the moments you turned away from yourself. It is familiar, not foreign. It is the part of you that has always been there, simply waiting to be noticed. The shadow speaks, but not with words.
Its voice is a feeling, a hush, moving through your chest. I am not your enemy.
I am the part of you that rests in silence.
I am the night that balances your day.
I am the hidden, the unseen, the dream within the dream. You breathe in, feeling the truth of this whisper. You breathe out, letting resistance fall away. The figure in the water softens further, no longer separate, no longer distant. It merges with the ripples, with the reflection, with you. Have you ever sat in darkness and found it comforting? A quiet room at night, a starless sky, the stillness of a closed eye?
That is what the shadow brings. Not terror, but rest.
Darkness as shelter, silence as a companion. The lake reflects this lesson. Shadows glide across the surface, yet within them you see faint glimmers of light. Stars shimmering faintly, hidden shapes glowing briefly before dissolving. The shadow reminds you that even in darkness, light is present. Softer, gentler, waiting to be seen. You sit here for a long while, perhaps minutes, perhaps hours. Time loses its edge in the presence of the shadow. The only rhythm is your breath, the only sound the quiet lap of water. Inhale, and you feel the cool embrace of darkness. Exhale, and you feel a weight leaving you, the need to always shine, to always carry light. Here you may rest in shadow. Here you may simply be. The shadow whispers again. To rest is not to vanish. Sleep is not to fail. To dream is to journey into the unseen. Trust the hidden. Trust the quiet. Trust the night. The words sink into you like warm water, dissolving tension, loosening thought. You feel your eyelids growing heavier, your body sinking closer to the earth, and then, as you gaze once more into the lake, the reflection shifts. The shadow figure steps back, slowly dissolving into ripples until only water remains. Yet the calm it left lingers within you, steady and deep. The lake itself grows stiller, smoother, until it mirrors the sky with perfect quiet. Stars glow upon its surface. The moon drifts slowly across it. You feel as though you are gazing not into water, but into the vastness of night itself. The shadow is no longer before you.
It is within you now, woven into your breath, your stillness, your rest.
You carry it gently, not as burden, but as balance. Have you ever noticed how night itself is an embrace? The shadow reminds you of this. That every darkness is a kind of holding, every silence a kind of song. You rise slowly from the water's edge, lighter than before. The ground feels steady beneath your feet, the air cooler, fresher. Behind you, the lake whispers its farewell in soft ripples. Ahead, a glow begins to rise, the warmth of fire, flickering faintly through the trees. The shadow has guided you here to the next part of the journey. The archetype of warmth and nurture waits by the fire. The mother is near. You walk forward, carrying both the memory of the mentor's silver leaves and the calm of the shadow's darkness. Two opposites balanced within you now, light and shadow, seen and unseen, day and night. Together they guide your steps toward the waiting glow. The air changes as you move closer. The coolness of the lake gives way to a gentle warmth, the fragrance of smoke and earth blending in the night. A hearth awaits, a presence as old as time. The shadow fades behind you, leaving no fear, only calm acceptance. Ahead, the fire glows brighter, promising safety, comfort, belonging. Soon you will sit by the fire, embraced by a presence as old as time. Soon you will sit by the fire, embraced by a presence as old as time. The path curves softly, carrying you away from the cool waters of the shadow's lake. Each step feels warmer now. Each breath carries a hint of smoke and earth. the kind of fragrance that reminds you of hearths glowing in hidden valleys, of kitchens filled with gentle meals, of nights where someone waits with a light in the window. The trees lean closer as you walk, their trunks dark, their branches wide, and then, ahead, you see it, a circle of firelight spilling across the forest floor. The glow is not harsh, not blazing. It flickers, slowly, calmly, like a heartbeat, steady and warm. You step into the circle of light. The fire rests low, nestled in a ring of stones. Its flames rise and fall, as though breathing with you, golden tongues licking upward, embers glowing soft and red beneath. The warmth touches your skin, and at once your body relaxes.
Shoulders sink, hands loosen. A hush falls over your thoughts. Beside the fire sits a presence.
The mother. She is not one figure, not bound to a single form. Sometimes she seems old, with hair flowing silver as moonlight. Sometimes she is young, her face glowing with gentle vitality. At times she is neither, her shape simply a warmth in the air, an embrace without arms. Whoever she is, you know her instantly. Not because of recognition, but because of the feeling she carries, belonging. The mother turns to you and her gaze is soft, deeper than the mentor's patience, wider than the shadow's stillness. It is the gaze of someone who sees not just who you are, but who you have always been.
Not just your light, not just your shadow, but the whole of you. Come closer, her presence seems to say, though her lips do not move, and you do.
You sit near the fire, feeling its warmth wrap around you. The ground here is cushioned with moss, soft beneath you, as though even the earth wishes to comfort you. The mother's fire pops gently, sparks drifting upward like tiny stars. Their glow dances briefly, then fades into the night, joining the sky. You watch them rise and you feel a calm acceptance settle deeper within you. Have you ever noticed how fire has a way of drawing your gaze, slowing your thoughts, reminding you of something older than words? That is what you feel now. The mother begins to hum. It is not a song you recognize, yet it feels familiar. The hum is low, steady, woven with the rhythm of the fire itself. It vibrates gently through the air, through the ground, through your body. You find your breath falling into time with it, inhaling as the fire swells, exhaling as the flames sink low. You close your eyes, and the warmth expands. You feel it in your chest, in your hands, in your very bones. It is the warmth of safety, of nourishment, of being held without condition. It is the warmth of being allowed to rest. The mother does not ask anything of you. She does not test you, does not challenge you. She simply surrounds you, steady as the fire, gentle as the earth. Her presence tells you, here, you are enough. Here, you may lay everything down. Here, you may simply be. Have you ever felt a moment where the world seemed to stop, and you were allowed to be small, to be still, to be carried? That is what she offers you now. She reaches out her hand, and though you do not see it move, you feel it. The soft touch upon your shoulder, the tender weight that is not heavy, but grounding. With that touch you feel memories stirring, not sharp, not demanding, but soft impressions. A meal prepared long ago, a lullaby once sung, the sound of a voice calling your name in kindness. Whether they are memories of your own life or echoes carried from countless lives before, it does not matter. They are here, warming you now. The mother hums again, and the sound deepens. The fire flickers higher, painting her face in golden light. You realize she is more than one, more than personal. She is every hearth, every comfort, every embrace across time. She is the archetype of care itself, the shape of safety the human heart has always known. The warmth grows heavier now, but in the gentlest way. Your eyelids sink, your breath slows further. You feel your body melting into the earth, as though the moss beneath you has become a bed, and the night sky a blanket spread across your shoulders. The mother speaks without words.
her voice moving through you like a lullaby. You are carried.
You are safe. The world is vast, yet you belong to it. Rest, and you will be renewed. Dream, and you will be whole. A fire crackles, sparks rising again. Each spark carries a whisper into the sky, like wishes given to the night.
And with each spark, you feel something within you loosening. Old weariness, old burdens. The edges of old stories you no longer need to hold. You breathe them out, and the fire takes them.
You watch as the flames consume them, not with violence, but with love, transforming them into warmth, into light, into the drifting sparks that vanish softly into the night. Have you ever known the relief of letting go into arms that will not drop you? That is what you feel here. The mother leans closer. Her face glows like dawn seen through closed eyes. Her presence surrounds you like the hush of blankets, like the quiet hum of the earth itself. She whispers one final blessing. Wherever you go, I am with you. Wherever you rest, I am the ground beneath. Wherever you wander, I am the home within. Her words sink deep, anchoring in your heart. The fire settles lower now, embers glowing faint and red, steady as a heartbeat. The warmth lingers, though the flames quiet. The mother's presence softens, as though drifting into the night, leaving her gift within you, the assurance that you are never truly without care. You rise slowly, still wrapped in warmth, still carrying her hum within your breath. The fire glows behind you, a steady beacon, even as you step away. Ahead, the forest opens into a meadow glowing faintly with moonlight. Flowers scatter across the grass, their petals catching silver light, their fragrance carrying sweetness into the air. Beyond the meadow, you see another presence waiting, not of fire, not of shadow, not of leaves, but of song.
A figure stands where the flowers part, listening to the silence, ready to weave it into melody.
The archetype of the child, playful and new, waits to remind you of beginnings. You glance back once at the fire. The mother's warmth glows still, eternal, a circle of safety that will always remain. And then you step forward into the meadow, into the soft fragrance of flowers, toward the child's song. Soon you will hear the laughter of beginnings, the gentle song of innocence that drifts through dreams. Tonight a garden unfolds, perfumed with moonlit roses. The meadow stretches softly before you, its silver-tipped flowers swaying gently in the night breeze. Each step feels lighter than the last, as though the ground itself is offering you comfort and ease. The fragrance of blooms drifts on the air, delicate and sweet, a gentle perfume that calls you forward without urgency, without demand. In the distance, a soft glow shimmers, weaving through the petals like liquid moonlight. As you approach, the glow deepens, revealing a garden hidden from the eyes of the waking world. It is a place where every leaf, every flower, every blade of grass seems touched with magic. The petals sparkle faintly, dew catching starlight like tiny mirrors, reflecting 1,000 subtle glimmers across the garden. And there, at the center, stands a figure, neither tall nor imposing, but radiant, serene, their presence as soft as the night air itself. This is the archetype of the lover, but not in its passionate, urgent form, but in its tender, expansive essence. A being whose purpose is to remind you of beauty, harmony, and gentle connection. You step closer, feeling the grass soft beneath your feet, the scent of roses curling around you. The figure turns and their eyes meet yours. No words pass between you, yet a communication unfolds, slow and calm like the rhythm of a quiet heartbeat. They do not demand your attention. They offer it freely, a presence that mirrors the quiet longing in your own heart. Have you ever noticed how the beauty of a place can speak more softly than words?
That is what you feel now.
The garden, the lover, the moonlight all merge into a single breathing presence. You inhale, taking in the fragrance of roses, the warmth of soft light, the gentle murmur of leaves rustling in the breeze. Exhale and release the tension you carried, letting it drift away on the cool night air. The lover steps forward, their movement effortless and calm. They trace a hand along the petals of a nearby rose, brushing lightly against the blooms. And in that motion, you feel the quiet message that tenderness is strength, that connection need not be hurried, that love can exist in stillness as much as in action. You find a place to sit nearby, the grass cool beneath your fingertips, dew soaking softly into your skin. The garden seems to stretch infinitely around you, yet enclosed enough to feel intimate, safe. Shadows fall gently across the paths between the flowers, contrasting softly with the glow of moonlight on petals, creating an interplay of light and dark that is not frightening but mesmerizing, hypnotic, soothing. The lover gestures, and you notice the small things that make the heart quiet and open. A butterfly resting on a flower, its wings barely moving, a silver thread of dew catching the light as it drifts down a leaf, the whisper of wind through tall grasses. These details do not call for your mind to analyze them. They invite your senses to relax, to drink in wonder slowly, to linger in presence. As you watch, the lover begins to hum a melody. It is soft, more felt than heard, resonating in the air around you, in the soil beneath you, in the pulse of your own body. You realize your breath aligns with it. Inhale with the hum, filling your lungs with calm and warmth. Exhale with the hum, releasing the last remnants of worry, letting them dissolve into the night air. The garden itself seems to respond to the rhythm. Flowers sway gently, petals glinting faintly, the moonlight rippling across leaves. Even the shadows feel alive, not threatening, but protective, guiding your gaze, helping your mind to soften. The lover moves among the blooms, touching them lightly, showing you their beauty. With each touch you sense not ownership but reverence, not longing but appreciation. Have you ever felt the quiet joy of noticing a single blossom, fully present without haste? That is the lesson here, to be fully awake in stillness, to allow connection without urgency, to embrace what is gentle and real. You take a slow step forward, reaching for a rose whose petals glimmer like silver in the moonlight. As your fingers brush against it, you feel a warmth ripple through your chest, a gentle echo of the lover's presence. It is not the fire of passion, but the glow of recognition, the quiet awareness that beauty exists in simplicity, in care, in openness. The lover kneels, bringing their gaze level with yours. Their eyes reflect not only the garden, but the soft starlight above, the subtle shimmer of every flower, the depth of night itself. And as you meet their gaze, you feel a sense of calm that runs deeper than the mind, deeper than thought. A resonance in your heart, in your being, a gentle reminder that you are capable of tenderness, of receiving, of simply being present in beauty. The wind brushes past, carrying whispers of petals and leaves, soft as a lullaby. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the garden speak directly to your senses. The fragrance of roses, the warmth of soft earth, the gentle glow of moonlight, the hum of the lover's presence, all blend into one immersive comfort. Your breath slows, your muscles loosen. Every exhale carries a little more tension away. Every inhale draws a little more serenity in. Have you ever felt that the heart can rest simply by being allowed to notice? To witness beauty, to honor presence, to be near something alive and tender? That is what this garden offers. That is what the lover archetype brings. Not demand, not instruction.
Not expectation, only the calm invitation to connect.
To open, to feel without pressure. The lover rises, walking slowly along the paths between the flowers. Each step is deliberate yet effortless, as though marking a rhythm for you to follow. You rise too, moving beside them, your gaze drifting from bloom to bloom. Shadows cast by moonlight ripple across petals, contrasting gently with their silver glow, drawing your eyes softly, hypnotically, deeper into the serenity of the garden. You notice the small streams of water running through the garden, silver ribbons reflecting starlight, rippling gently as though breathing. The sound is subtle, almost imperceptible, yet it resonates with the rhythm of your own heartbeat. Step by step, breath by breath, you feel more grounded, more peaceful, more fully immersed in the calm. The lover gestures again, toward a hidden glade at the center of the garden. Moonlight pools there, soft and welcoming, a place of quiet reflection, of gentle realization, where every petal, every leaf, every breath feels attuned to the soft unfolding of the night. You step into the glade, feeling the air wrap around you like a soft blanket. The lover stands at the center, their arms open, inviting. You feel no need to speak, no need to act.
Only presence is required, only breath.
Only the gentle acceptance of being here, now, in this magical space. And as you settle into the glade, your eyelids grow heavier. Your body sinks softly toward the earth, and your mind drifts. You carry the warmth of the lover with you. A reminder that connection exists not in grand gestures, but in small attentions, in the beauty that surrounds you, in the quiet acknowledgement of presence, of love, of harmony. The garden begins to fade gently, the flowers dissolving into moonlight, the streams blending into silver mist. Yet the essence remains within you, the calm, the openness, the capacity for tenderness. The lover's hum lingers softly in your chest. A lullaby for sleep, a guide for dreams. Ahead, through the haze of moonlight, you notice a soft glow. A hall of calm authority waiting among the hills, where the archetypes of king and queen will remind you of inner balance and dignity. The path is smooth, safe, inviting. You carry the garden's warmth, the lover's gentle presence, as you step forward into the next stage of the dream. Soon, you will walk into a quiet hall where a crown rests upon velvet. Tonight, you will enter a quiet hall where a crown rests upon velvet. The path ahead widens, soft under your feet, lined with smooth stones that glimmer faintly in the moonlight. Each step feels steady, deliberate, grounding. The warmth of the lover's garden still lingers in your chest, a gentle glow carried like a lantern within. Before you, nestled among gentle hills, stands a hall. Its walls are tall and calm, rising like ancient guardians. They are not imposing. They are welcoming, steady as mountains. The doors are wide, carved from dark wood, and inlaid with silver, etched with patterns that ripple like water under starlight. You step forward slowly. The air changes, all cool but not chilling, calm but not empty. There is a quiet majesty here, a subtle rhythm that hums beneath your feet, beneath the walls, beneath the soft glow of the moon that filters through high windows. This hall is a place of balance, of authority without pressure, of wisdom without demand. You walk across the threshold. The floors are polished stone, smooth beneath your bare feet, reflecting faint glimmers of the starlight above. You notice the scent, faint incense, soft woods, and a hint of night-blooming jasmine. Each inhalation carries a sense of calm purpose. Each exhalation lets your mind soften, release, settle. At the far end of the hall sits the king and queen. Not distant, not cold, but serene. Their crowns rest lightly upon their heads, adorned not with gold alone, but with silver and faintly glimmering gemstones that seem to pulse softly in rhythm with your own heartbeat. Their presence is commanding, not in a way that demands obedience, but in a way that invites quiet respect, trust, and inner alignment. Have you ever noticed the difference between authority that weighs heavily and authority that simply steadies? That is what you feel now. These figures do not command with force.
They guide with calm.
They do not speak loudly. They communicate with presence, with the soft radiance of knowing, with the patience of mountains. You approach and feel the hall's energy settling around you. The air vibrates with stillness, yet it is alive, alive with the soft music of quiet power, the gentle rhythm of leadership rooted in care and balance. Each step toward the throne room feels like a slow inhale, a drawing in of calm and clarity. The king rises slightly, and the queen inclines her head. Neither gestures loudly, yet their eyes meet yours, warm and steady. In their gaze you feel the essence of the archetype: order without harshness, dignity without pride, balance without tension. They are the embodiment of inner authority, the quiet mastery of self, the calm that comes from knowing and accepting both light and shadow within. You sit before them,
And immediately the hall itself feels larger yet safe.
the ceilings soar, bathed in soft silver light filtering from high windows, yet the space does not feel overwhelming. Shadows rest gently along the edges, creating depth without discomfort. The contrast, light and dark, open space and enclosed comfort, is soft, hypnotic, balancing your senses in quiet harmony. The king speaks, but his voice is low.
A gentle rumble that seems to vibrate through the floor, the walls, your chest.
Here, in stillness, there is order. His words are not a command. They are a guide, a rhythm for your mind to follow. You inhale, letting the words fill you. Exhale, releasing tension, letting clarity settle. The queen's voice follows, soft, melodic, a calm counterpoint. Here, in patience, there is wisdom. It wraps around you like a blanket, gentle but grounding, steady but open. You feel her tone resonate not just in your ears, but through your being, deep into your bones. Together they do not teach in detail. They do not instruct in rules. They embody. They are the living rhythm of balance, patience, and steady guidance. And as you sit, you realize that this is what the archetype offers, a model for inner strength, not through control, but through presence. You take a slow breath. The hall seems to breathe with you. The soft flicker of moonlight on the stone floor mirrors your rising and falling chest. The faint scent of jasmine curls around your senses. The smooth stone under your fingers anchors your body. Every sensation becomes a part of the quiet lesson of authority. Gentle, grounding, present. The king gestures toward the high windows. Outside, the night sky spreads endlessly, stars glittering faintly, constellations resting like silver embroidery on dark velvet. The queen gestures to the throne itself, carved with intricate patterns of vines, flowers, and flowing lines. Each detail is subtle, not sharp, but hypnotically beautiful. You notice them all slowly, letting each imprint itself on your awareness, soothing your mind as it drifts along the path of observation. Have you ever sat in a place where the presence of wisdom itself feels like a guide? That is what this hall offers. That is what the king and queen provide. Their crowns do not shine to dazzle. They glow softly to remind you of the calm mastery within yourself. You rise slowly, walking toward the center of the hall. The light shifts, soft reflections gliding across polished stone. You see your own shadow, stretching long and calm, joining with the shadows of the thrones, merging into one. The contrast is soft, your presence and theirs, your shadow and their authority, blending into gentle balance. The queen's hand reaches out slightly, and though she does not touch you, you feel the weight of her acknowledgement. The king leans back, serene, as if to say, "You carry this calm, you carry this balance. You are capable of steady presence." You sit once more, eyes closing. The hall hums softly around you, not with sound, but with essence. The king's stability, the queen's patience, the quiet geometry of the hall, the soft light and shadows, the subtle scent of jasmine and wood, all combine into a single, slow rhythm that matches your breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Calm deepens with each cycle. The archetypes do not need you to rise, to act, to solve. They only invite you to rest, to observe, to absorb the essence of quiet authority and balance. And as you do, a subtle warmth spreads through your chest, your shoulders, your limbs, the calm glow of inner mastery.
Anchored yet gentle, the king and queen rise slowly,
moving toward the soft archways that lead beyond the hall. Their movement is deliberate but serene. You rise too, following them without haste. The hall's rhythm continues, steady and hypnotic, guiding each step. Through the archway, you notice a gentle light spilling into a forest glade. The leaves shimmer faintly, whispering in the night breeze. A sense of playful curiosity awaits beyond. The archetype of the trickster, ready to remind you of joy, surprise, and the gentle unpredictability of life. The king and queen do not rush you. Their presence remains behind you, woven into the very air you breathe, a constant soft assurance of balance and calm. You step forward into the glade, carrying their lesson within. Patience, dignity, inner authority, and the quiet mastery of being. Soon you will meet the trickster, whose laughter drifts like silver wind through the trees. Tonight you will step into a glade where laughter drifts like silver wind. The path winds softly through the forest glade, dappled with moonlight and the faint shimmer of dew on leaves. The scent of pine mingles with wildflowers, carrying a freshness that touches your chest and lifts your spirit ever so slightly. Each step feels lighter than the last, as though the ground itself is inviting you to walk with gentle curiosity. Ahead, the trees part to reveal a small clearing. Moonlight spills across soft grass, illuminating flowers with petals like folded silver. In the center, a figure dances, moving lightly, easily, with a rhythm that does not demand attention, but beckons you closer. This is the trickster, the archetype of play, mischief, and subtle surprise. But here, the mischief is soft, hypnotic, a gentle invitation to wonder rather than alarm. You pause for a moment, noticing the ripples of laughter that drift from the trickster like musical notes carried on a breeze. The sound is delicate, chiming in your chest rather than your ears, teasing your mind to relax, to let go of rigid expectations, to embrace the unexpected with calm delight. Have you ever noticed how laughter can come softly, not in boisterous shouts, but in gentle bursts that make the heart expand?
That is what you feel now.
Not startled awake, but curious, attentive, mesmerized. You step closer. The trickster moves as though aware of your presence, but unhurried, gliding between moonlit flowers, bending to touch a blossom, then straightening with a flourish that seems choreographed by the wind itself. Their energy is playful yet soft, a dance of lightness within the calm of night. You inhale, feeling the cool night air fill your lungs, carrying the scent of moss, jasmine, and distant earth. Exhale, letting tension slip away, allowing your body to sway subtly to the rhythm of the trickster's movements. The dance is hypnotic, yet not overwhelming, gentle yet engaging, like the flicker of candlelight across a quiet room. The trickster gestures with a smile, a small flick of their hand that sends a trail of silver motes floating through the air. They drift lazily, sparkling in the moonlight, and you reach out, letting them brush your fingertips. They dissolve softly, leaving behind a tingling warmth that radiates through your chest. Have you ever noticed how small moments of surprise can awaken a sense of life in you? That is the gift of this archetype. a reminder that play, curiosity, and delight can exist even in stillness, that the unexpected can be gentle, and that wonder can soothe the soul. You take a slow step forward, and the trickster pauses, tilting their head,
eyes sparkling faintly in the dim light.
It feels like a silent invitation to explore, to notice, to be present in each tiny magical detail of the night around you. The grass beneath your feet feels cool, soft. Dew clings to your skin, shimmering like the motes of light drifting from the trickster. Leaves rustle gently overhead, as though sharing in the quiet laughter. Even the shadows here seem alive, moving in subtle, playful patterns, dancing with the moonlight across the ground. The trickster twirls once more, and as you watch, you realize that the humor, the mischief, is not external but reflective. It mirrors a softness within you, a capacity to delight in small things, a willingness to surrender control and embrace the dance of life without tension. You inhale, feeling your lungs fill with night air, with possibility, with lightness. Exhale and your shoulders release, your jaw softens, your body becomes more pliant, more in tune with the rhythm surrounding you. Every breath aligns with the subtle music of the trickster's presence. A small animal emerges from the underbrush, a rabbit with fur that seems silvered by moonlight. It hops lightly across the clearing, pausing briefly to look at you, and in that moment, you feel the archetypes lessen. Attention can be playful, curiosity can be soft, and joy can appear in fleeting moments if you allow yourself to notice. The trickster's laughter drifts again, soft as wind through reeds, and you realize that you are laughing too, not in a loud burst, but in the quiet, contented way that reaches the heart before the mind. It is a deep, calming amusement, the kind that releases tension without effort, that invites the body to soften and the mind to drift. The moonlight shifts slightly as clouds pass, casting fleeting shadows that ripple across the flowers and grass. The trickster steps lightly through the patterns, moving with them as though the shadows themselves are partners in the dance. You follow, feeling a quiet, hypnotic rhythm settle over your body and mind. Have you ever noticed how movement can calm the spirit even when it is playful? Here, the trickster shows you that life's subtle shifts, small gestures, and unexpected patterns can be both delightful and soothing. You begin to move slightly, swaying with the rhythm, inhaling in time with the rise of the trickster's motions, exhaling as they fold, bend, and twirl in the gentle light. The trickster gestures toward a small stream that winds through the clearing, its waters glowing faintly with reflected moonlight. The sound is soft, rippling like whispered stories across smooth stones. You kneel by the water, dipping your fingers gently, feeling the cool, soothing touch, noticing the faint sparkles that reflect the starlight above. The trickster crouches beside you, mirroring your movement, a soft smile on their lips. Have you ever realized that play can exist even in quiet, still moments? Here, beside the water, the trickster reminds you that curiosity and delight do not require noise or haste. They live in the subtle, the hidden, the small wonders, waiting for gentle attention. You sit quietly for a long while, the trickster's presence wrapping around you like a soft, invisible blanket. The moon drifts higher, illuminating the clearing with silver light. Leaves shimmer, shadows sway. The water ripples softly. Each element moves in quiet harmony, weaving a lullaby for your senses. A silver leaf floats down, carried by the night breeze. It drifts past your cheek, brushing softly, a whisper of magic that reminds you of impermanence, of beauty, of gentle presence. The trickster watches, still smiling, still playful, yet patient, inviting you to let go, to breathe, to drift. You inhale deeply, drawing in the cool, scented air. Exhale slowly, releasing all thought, all worry, all tension. Inhale, exhale. Your body grows heavier, sinking softly into the soft grass. Your eyelids grow heavy,
Your mind drifts.
The laughter, the whispers, the soft mischief of the trickster dissolves into the night, leaving only calm curiosity, gentle wonder, and soft serenity in its place. The trickster steps back, fading slowly into the shadows of the glade. Yet the lesson remains that life can be tenderly surprising, that laughter can be gentle, that curiosity can be calming, that play can soothe the soul. Ahead, through the trees, you notice a warm glow, soft as dawn. The path leads upward toward the next archetype, the wise sage, waiting in a chamber lined with ancient scrolls and quiet light. The trickster's laughter lingers within you, a soft echo that will carry you into deeper curiosity, deeper rest, deeper dreams. Soon you will sit with the sage, and the whispers of ancient wisdom will drift like candlelight through your mind. Tonight you will enter a chamber where candlelight flickers upon ancient scrolls. The path winds upward from the glade, soft earth beneath your feet, carrying you gently toward a glow that is warm, steady, inviting. The trickster's laughter lingers behind you, a faint echo, playful yet calm, dissolving slowly into the night air. You walk with light steps, each one carrying you closer to wisdom, to reflection, to the quiet guidance of a presence that has seen many nights and many dreams. Ahead, the trees part to reveal a small clearing encircled with stones that glow faintly under the moonlight. Beyond them stands a chamber, humble yet radiant, built of smooth wood and polished stone. Its windows are tall, letting in slivers of silver light. Candlelight flickers inside, soft and gentle, casting elongated shadows that sway slowly across the walls. The air smells faintly of parchment, herbs, and warm beeswax, a combination that soothes the senses and calms the mind. You step inside. The chamber is quiet, yet alive with gentle rhythm. Every flicker of candle, every whisper of wind through cracks in the walls, every subtle creak of the wooden floor seems attuned to your breathing, guiding you toward relaxation, toward presence, toward stillness. At the center sits the sage, their form serene, robes flowing softly around them,
Hands resting lightly upon a stack of scrolls and books.
Their eyes are calm, deep, inviting. They do not ask you to speak, to act, to think in haste. Their presence alone communicates patience, reflection, and quiet understanding. Have you ever noticed how some spaces seem to hold knowledge, not in the words written upon walls or pages, but in the stillness itself? That is what this chamber feels like. A vessel of wisdom, waiting for the mind to soften enough to receive it. The sage lifts a hand gently, a small gesture that feels like an invitation. You sit across from them, grounding your body into the floor, letting the soft candlelight wash over you. The warmth touches your cheeks, your shoulders, your arms, relaxing muscles you didn't realize were holding tension. You close your eyes briefly, inhaling the faint scent of parchment and beeswax, exhaling deeply, letting the day, the journey, and the thoughts that no longer serve you drift away. The sage's voice is low, soft, resonant, carrying more meaning than the words themselves. Wisdom is not always spoken. Sometimes it is felt, like the rhythm of breath, like the turning of a page, like the quiet unfolding of the night. You inhale, letting these words settle in your chest, in your lungs, in your limbs. Exhale, releasing any urgency, any expectation. You realize that the sage does not demand your understanding. They offer a mirror, a gentle reflection of insight that you may accept slowly over time in quiet presence. Candles flicker softly, elongating shadows that stretch across the floor like gentle waves. Each shadow moves with the rhythm of your own breath, inhaling with the glow, exhaling with the dark. You feel connected to the chamber, to the flickering light, to the sage, to yourself. The contrasts, light and dark, silence and subtle sound, warmth and coolness, all blend together into a soft, hypnotic harmony. The sage gestures toward a scroll lying open on the floor. You kneel beside it, noticing the intricate patterns, the elegant curves of writing that seem less like words and more like flowing streams of thought frozen in time. Your fingers hover over the parchment, feeling not the texture of paper, but the quiet energy it radiates. The sense of knowledge held with care, of patience,
of reflection cultivated across countless nights and days. Have you ever realized that true wisdom does not rush, does not push, does not demand?
It waits, it whispers. It appears when you are ready to notice, when your mind has softened, when your breath has slowed, when your body has relaxed. That is what you feel now. The sage leans slightly forward, eyes soft, and murmurs again. To know yourself is to be gentle with yourself. To understand the world is to approach it with curiosity, not judgment. To rest is not to abandon, but to absorb, to integrate, to become whole. You breathe in, letting the gentle cadence of their voice fill you. Exhale, releasing tension, releasing thought, releasing worry.
Inhale again, feeling wisdom like soft light spreading through your chest, down your arms, into your legs, grounding you.
Exhale, letting stillness deepen, letting your body settle into the warmth of candlelight and the calm of presence. The chamber seems to expand, subtly, comfortably, as if making room for the quiet growth of understanding within you. The flickering shadows form soft patterns on the walls, shapes that shift gently as your eyes trace them. A leaf outside drifts past the window, catching the moonlight, and you notice how even small movements contain insight when observed without hurry. Have you ever noticed that some of life's truths are revealed in moments like this? When the mind is quiet, when the senses are awake, when the heart is open? That is the sage's gift. Not instruction, not analysis, not explanation, but the gentle invitation to notice, to breathe, to integrate the night into your being. You sit quietly, feeling the gentle pulse of the chamber, the rhythm of your own breath, the subtle hum of life outside. Each inhale draws calm into you. Each exhale sends warmth outward, blending with the candlelight, the sage's presence, the soft shadows and the faint, comforting scent in the air. The sage gestures to the scroll again, and you lean closer. As your fingers brush its surface, you feel the subtle hum of accumulated wisdom, the quiet patience of countless hours, the soft echo of knowledge shared through calm attention. You realize insight is not always found in action, but in quiet observation, in reflection, in the gentle awareness that you are here, now witnessing the unfolding of night, of self, of breath. Outside, a soft breeze moves through the chamber. Candles flicker, shadows dance. The sage smiles faintly, a presence more felt than seen, radiating the calm certainty of understanding without urgency. You close your eyes, letting this energy flow through you, letting it seep into your chest, into your spine, into the soft edges of your awareness. Have you ever known a presence that guides without commanding?
That teaches without demanding.
That offers insight as a whisper, not a shout? That is what the sage embodies. That is what you feel now, soft and steady, weaving a gentle thread of calm, of curiosity, of integration into your being. You breathe slowly. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. The candlelight flickers. The shadows ripple. The air hums softly with patience, with reflection, with the quiet heartbeat of wisdom. The sage rises slowly, motioning toward a window. Outside, the first hint of dawn glows faintly across the horizon. Not harsh, not bright, but gentle, like a promise of rest, like the unfolding of insight, like the soft emergence of clarity within dreams. You rise, too, carrying the sage's presence within you, calm, reflective, balanced, ready to drift deeper into rest. The chamber fades behind you as you step onto the path, moving towards soft hills bathed in morning mist. There, the final archetype waits. The eternal traveler, the guide into the last stage of dream and sleep. Soon, you will follow the path to meet the traveler, and your journey through archetypes will merge into the calm river of night. Tonight, you will follow a path that stretches beyond hills and horizons, guided by a presence that knows every road. The path rises gently, mist curling softly around your feet, carrying you higher, yet feeling lighter with each step. You are no longer burdened by shadow, tension, or worry. The lessons of the shadow, the warmth of the mother, the glow of the lover, the authority of the king and queen, the playful laughter of the trickster, and the quiet wisdom of the sage all flow within you now. A gentle current guiding your steps. Ahead, a soft light glows through the mist. It is steady, not sharp, a beacon without urgency. As you approach, the light takes form, revealing a figure standing at the edge of a hill, calm and eternal. This is the traveler, the archetype of movement, continuity, and endless journeys. Yet their presence is not hurried. It is patient, expansive, welcoming. The traveler smiles faintly, a curve of serenity that reaches deep into your chest. Welcome, they seem to say, not in words, but in the quiet language of breath, presence, and calm understanding. The journey is not finished, yet it has always been here, flowing within you, through you, beside you. You step closer. The traveler gestures to the horizon where hills roll gently, fading into soft morning mist, and the sky begins to hint at the colors of dawn. Not harsh light, not bright and waking, but a gentle glow like the first sigh of a new day. The path stretches endlessly, yet you feel no urgency, no need to arrive. The journey itself is the gift, the unfolding of experience, the gentle flow of being. Have you ever noticed how some presences seem to carry all roads within them?
That is what the traveler embodies.
They do not push, they do not pull. They move alongside, offering the comfort of knowing that every step, every pause, every breath is part of a greater path. A quiet river flowing beneath your awareness, you walk together. The mist swirling lightly around your ankles, the faint scent of earth and dew rising with each inhalation. Each step is smooth, rhythmic, hypnotic. You notice the grass bending beneath your feet, soft and pliant, as though the world itself is cushioning your journey. The traveler hums softly, a melody carried by the wind, subtle yet expansive, inviting your mind to drift and soften. The hills stretch before you, dotted with silver flowers that nod gently in the breeze. The sunlight has not yet arrived, but moonlight lingers faintly, painting each petal with soft light. You feel the presence of all the archetypes you have met flowing within you. The shadow's calm depth, the mother's warmth, the lover's gentle connection, the king and queen's steady balance, the trickster's soft play, and the sage's reflective patience. Each one blends into the other, a harmony of experiences, a symphony of calm and curiosity. The traveler gestures toward a river that winds through the valley below. Its waters glint faintly in the dim light, reflecting stars and moonlight together. You kneel by the bank, letting your fingers brush the cool, smooth surface. The water ripples softly, carrying your breath, your presence, your being into its gentle flow. Have you ever noticed how water can carry weight away without effort? That is what this river does. It takes your lingering thoughts, your last traces of tension, your quiet anxieties, and transforms them into gentle ripples spreading outward, merging with the night. You exhale slowly, deeply, letting the river take all that no longer serves you. The traveler kneels beside you. They do not speak. Their presence is enough. You feel a warm energy, not intrusive, not demanding, flowing into you. It carries the essence of journeying, of trust in movement, of acceptance of both stillness and motion. Every inhale draws in their calm. Every exhale releases doubt, tension, and the need to control. You rise slowly, walking alongside the traveler, as the path winds through rolling hills and meadows bathed in soft mist. Every step feels light, effortless, as though the earth itself is guiding you. The traveler's presence is a subtle pulse at your side, a quiet affirmation that you are held, that your journey is valid, that every experience has contributed to the calm that now fills you. Ahead, a grove of ancient trees rises, their branches weaving into a canopy that filters the faint glow of dawn. You step beneath them, and the traveler moves forward, their figure blending softly with the light, guiding you through the dappled shade. The air here carries the scent of leaves, damp earth, and the faintest hint of flowers awakening. Each inhalation nourishes your body, each exhalation releases the last threads of tension. The traveler stops beside a single stone at the grove's heart, smooth and warm from the lingering night air. You sit beside it, feeling the ground beneath you solid and comforting. The traveler kneels, placing a hand lightly on the stone, and you feel a resonance, a subtle vibration of harmony and continuity flowing through the earth, through your body, through your breath. Have you ever realized that the journey itself can be a lullaby? That movement, presence, and reflection, when combined gently, can carry you into rest as naturally as the river carries water downstream. That is what you feel now. Each archetype, each lesson, each whisper of the night has led to this moment of calm integration. The traveler gestures toward the horizon, where mist begins to shift into the softest colors of early dawn. Pale gold, gentle pink, muted lavender. The light is slow, stretching across hills and valleys like a tender hand brushing over the world. You notice the subtle rhythms of life awakening quietly, leaves trembling on branches, dew falling softly from petals, birds beginning their gentle morning songs. You take a slow, deep breath, letting the traveler's presence, the archetype's lessons, and the soft dawn merge within you. Exhale, letting the weight of the night drift away, replaced by gentle clarity, calm curiosity, and quiet integration. The traveler rises, standing once more, a silhouette softened by mist and light. They do not rush you, they do not command. They nod gently, as though to say, "You are ready." You carry the journey within. You may now rest, drift, and dream. You lie down softly on the grass, the earth beneath you solid, comforting, nurturing. Your body melts into it. Your mind drifts into calm. The traveler kneels beside you, their presence blending with the rhythm of your breath, a gentle guide into the final stage of sleep. The hills, the river, the groves, the archetypes, all merge into a gentle landscape within you. The shadow, the mother, the lover, the king and queen, the trickster, the sage, and the traveler themselves blend into a single, quiet stream of awareness. You feel whole, complete, balanced. Your breath slows naturally. Each exhale carries remnants of tension into the soft earth. Each inhale draws calm, integration, and gentle warmth from the night and the traveler's presence. The mist rises and falls around you, curling softly like a protective cloak, like a lullaby wrapping every inch of your being. The stars fade as the dawn light grows. The traveler steps back slowly, their form dissolving into the soft glow, leaving you in a quiet, serene landscape of inner calm. You feel the lessons, the warmth, the laughter, the wisdom, the balance, and the gentle curiosity, all present, all integrated, all resting within you. Have you ever felt the comfort of knowing that the journey is always inside you, that every step you have taken, every archetype you have met, every breath you have drawn has guided you toward peace, That is what you carry now. The calm certainty of being complete in this moment, the soft anticipation of dreams unfolding naturally, the gentle weightlessness of full release. The air carries the faintest hum, the whisper of wind through the hills, the soft pulse of the earth beneath you. You are held, cradled and guided. You drift deeper into sleep, your eyelids heavy, your mind dissolving into calm, your body resting fully. Every muscle, every thought, every breath synchronized with the quiet rhythm of night, giving way to dawn. Sleep now, deeply, gently and completely. The journey has been yours, the archetypes have guided you, and now rest carries you into dreams